A scare in the air over Fort Myers this morning when a plane headed to St. Louis with more than 100 passengers on board makes an emergency turn back to the runway at Southwest Florida International after possibly hitting a bird. 4 in Your Corner's Chris Day is live in the studio tonight talking to a pilot about how often this happens. Chris?
Yeah, Emily, it was a small scare for some. Flight 507 to St. Louis did have to turn around shortly after takeoff due to engine problems, but pilots we spoke to say it could happen more often than you think.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird!
It's a plane!
Or maybe both. Southwest Airlines Flight 507 took off from Southwest Florida International Airport this morning, but it didn't get far. The plane had to turn back around and land due to engine problems. Some say it was caused by a bird strike. It's a possibility pilots we talked to today say is highly likely.
Bird strikes happen quite a bit. The good news is that generally they're fairly benign, that they don't do significant damage to the airplane, and there's no threat to safe operation of the airplane.
Captain Michael Moody is chairman of the safety committee of a pilots union and says even he has had personal experience with bird strikes.
We were coming in for approach, and we noticed some birds on the ground that lifted off, so we continued the landing. And we ended up having, I think it was about 3 bird strikes.
At Southwest Florida International Airport, several techniques are used to ward off birds, like a full-time border collie named Sky and fireworks. I'm told that bird strikes happen on average 31 times a year, but less than 3 of those actually result in damage.
We usually win that battle, and we don't look forward to the fight, but sometimes it happens.
And it did happen to this guy who I ran into today at the airport.
Cracked the windshield and the bird was basically splattered all over the windshield, but it didn't affect anything.
The plane was fine. The bird
was fine. The bird didn't go home that night.
Now, officials with Southwest Airlines say from what they gather so far, this morning's incident does point to a possible bird strike, but they won't be able to say for sure until they take a look at the failed engine. Live in the studio, Chris Day, Fox 4, in your corner.